Hello, my name is Sean Policino. Thank you for joining us today. And today we're going to talk to you about how you can make more money than you ever have before while feeling uncomfortable. So here's a quick intro, and we'll talk today about this great subject. Thanks for joining me today on the Real World of Real Estate. Today we are talking about how you can make more money than you ever have before while feeling uncomfortable. My name is Sean Policino. I'm your host, and my podcast, The Real World of Real Estate, where today we're discussing this topic because mindset is probably one of the biggest challenges that real estate agents face, and really in sales in general. You'll find many people that are in sales talk about how controlling their mindset is a super important skill that they've had to develop. Calling the clients is not very difficult. You sit at your desk and you dial the phone and you get somebody on the phone and you have to know what to say and what to ask. I mean, that's not really that challenging. In fact, you think about lots of jobs that are far more challenging, that have to work and deal with the weather out there, maybe working in the rain or working in the cold, or working in a skyscraper on tall steel buildings. That's really scary and difficult. Then there's also jobs that are very easy, that you punch a time clock and you get paid a lower wage because they're not very skilled or very difficult jobs. Our career in real estate can be challenging because you have to be self-disciplined and you have to deal with rejection. And what does that look like? That looks like somebody telling you no on the phone. That's being rejected. Um, there are different personality types, and some people, this affects them more than it does others. I'm an A-type personality, or if you use the Anthony Robbins DISC personality, you can Google Anthony Robbins DISC and take a short personality test to determine what personality type you are. But the four letters signify the type of personality. And you've got the dominant driver type personality. You've got the I for influencer personality. You've got the S for stability and security. And then you've got the C for compliant and cautious. And obviously, I think the ones in the S and C type personalities tend to be more impacted by what somebody says to them. So if I call somebody and say, hey, are you looking to buy a home, sell a house, or invest in real estate? And I have to say that 100 times in a day, I have no problem. I can just pound through the phone and dial. And do I get bored? Yeah, of course. But am I affected by what they say? No, I'm not. So from a mindset standpoint, selling real estate has that challenge where you do deal with a lot of rejection, meaning people saying no, they're not ready yet. For me, that just means it's not an opportunity today, it's an opportunity down the road. And so I look at all of the dials that I make, all the conversations that I have, as a potential opportunity down the road. Now, there are times where people, they don't do the right thing. I show them homes, I pour into them, I spend a lot of time, I spend my gas money to and from appointments, and then they end up buying with somebody else. And that is another form of rejection. I don't really take that as something that I could have changed, because it's the character of the person that you're dealing with. So if you can become a good judge of character, then you can tend to weed some of these people out that you probably could get burned on, and they could not do the right thing. So I always teach my team and people that I'm coaching and mentoring to try to read the person and ask them questions and discern the type of person they are. Yes, the personality type is important, but it's more so knowing how to communicate with somebody. The personality type gives you the ability to communicate or cater your communication to the person that you're speaking with. For example, I'll give you an example. I'm a D-type personality, driver type personality. I don't like a lot of detail. I mean, of course, I need detail to make a decision, but I don't need to know how to make the watch. I just need to know what time it is. And so if a salesperson is, a C-type personality and they're giving me lots of detail, it's just going to be like getting my teeth pulled. Same thing with your clients. If they're a D-type personality and you're a C-type personality, you should learn how to cater your communication to that person's behavioral style. And that's why taking the disc on yourself, the DISC, again, go to anthonyrobbins.com, take the disc profile and know what you are, and then read the other types of personalities. And that will help you read the people that you're communicating with, whether it's people on your team, people in your company, or clients that you're dealing with, buyers, sellers, investors. Everybody has a type of personality. You've probably heard of the popular book, Women Are From Venus and Men Are From Mars, right? This is the same conversation that we're having here. So back to what we're talking about. How can you make more money than you ever have before and still feel uncomfortable? We all know what a doctor sounds like. We all have been to the doctor, and the doctor uses terminology and language that sounds like a doctor. Okay, we're not doctors, we're real estate professionals. And so we're going to sound like real estate professionals, meaning when we're at a party, it always seems to come up if we're at a family gathering or at a party of a friends, or we're out with friends, and they say, hey, how's the real estate market going? They know we're in the real estate market, so they're asking us a question. So if we respond back with something that we've said 20 other times to 20 other clients, that is hard for some people to deal with because they sound like a salesperson or they sound repetitive. They don't sound genuine. I'm here to tell you that this is part of the business. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. It's okay to say things, sometimes ask questions that are uncomfortable. When do you plan on buying? What is in the way of you buying now? That could be uncomfortable because they might have to tell you, hey, you know what? My credit's not very good, and that's why I can't buy right now. And that's okay. We're here to help them solve problems, and we want to be their trusted real estate advisor. And so that looks like going out and talking to people and asking questions around their real estate goals, whether it be residential or commercial or buying and selling, whatever that is. So controlling your mindset is a tough thing for a lot of people. I recommend a course called Landmark Worldwide. You can go to landmarkworldwide.com. They have a curriculum for living, and part of that curriculum, the first part is called the Forum. The Forum is literally a 3-day boot camp where you put in over 50 hours of self-discovery. I always encourage people, especially in real estate, but in other industries as well, is to be learning based. Always be focused on personal growth. That you've heard of these self-help books and self-help seminars. I'm a big fan of them. Tony Robbins is one of my favorites, and I really get pumped up and motivated hearing Tony speak. And he has a certain style about him that really resonates with me. Okay, and he talks about changing your state. When you're in a bad mood and you just get some bad news, maybe change your state quickly. Make a erratic change in the activity that you're doing, and you can shift and change your attitude. A good friend of mine was in the car business very early on in my career, said your altitude is controlled by your attitude. I don't know whose quote that is. It wasn't his. He stole it from somebody. So controlling your mindset is a big part of sales, but it's okay if you feel uncomfortable. And what I wanted you to hear me say is, me even being a D-type personality, selling 36 homes my first year, averaging about 35 to 45 homes a year every year since, for the last 16 years. Just finished my 17th year in real estate, just finished my 16th year. I'm starting my 17th year. Even I still feel uncomfortable at times. It's okay making those calls, the repetitiveness of it, it can be challenging. But I will tell you that I've got control over my schedule and I've been able to make more money than ever before. Have I had bad years? Yes. Have I had great years? Have I had phenomenal years? Yes. The average of those years is still better than anything else I've ever done before. I get to help people solve the problem of becoming a homeowner. Being a homeowner and home ownership is the number one wealth builder for a family. More people build wealth in their real estate appreciation through paying down equity and building appreciation as the market changes than they do in the stock market on average. Now, granted, we're not talking about the super rich that have multi-millions, to invest. We're talking about people, normal people that buy homes and their home appreciates. It's a forced savings account. So better than renting. Renting does not do that for you. And you'll end up older with no assets. So if you're interested in getting into real estate, I'm here for you. If you're interested in accountability and ways that you can prepare your mindset for those moments when it gets tired and boring, or you have somebody that does something, you fight to get a listing, and then one day you find out you didn't get the listing. These are things that affect our mindset, but they only affect our mindset if we let them. So find a way, find whatever your way is. It listen to Tony, change your state? Is it to take the day off, take the rest of the afternoon off, but knowing that next morning you're back in the office and you're doing your day-to-day business as normal, as usual, putting that thing behind you and never looking back. Whatever your little technique is, it's fine. You get to come up with it. So I'm here to tell you that, look, real estate can provide you an income. On average, most areas you're going to make between $7,000 and $10,000 per transaction. Even some of the areas like Florida and Kentucky and Kansas, some of these areas that normally have $200,000 to $300,000 average prices are upward over $500,000 in average prices because of new construction and appreciation. So on a $10,000 commission, a 2.5% commission on a $500,000 price is how much? Let's do the math. 2.5% of 500,000 times 2.5% is a $12,500 commission, if you can see that. So if we take a $350,000 purchase times 2.5%, that's an $8,750 commission. So I'm here to tell you, between $8,000 and $10,000, let's just say 10,000 to be an optimist here. $10,000 average commission on 36 homes, that's $360,000 gross. Where else can you make that? So if you're interested in knowing how you can start a real estate career part-time, then please call me, 818-338-8787. You're probably watching this recorded. So we normally take live calls on the show, but if you're watching this recorded, you can still call me after hours, 818-338-8787. You can schedule with me at Calendly, calendly.com/Sean Policino. You can schedule a meeting with me there. Would love to share with you how you can get your real estate business up and running while being part-time at your current job, changing time for money, coming over here to real estate, getting control of your schedule, having unlimited potential on what you can make. Like me, you can sell 36 homes your first year. That's an average of 3 a month. I didn't sell all 3 in 1 month. I didn't sell 3 every month. I sold some months 1 or 2 and some months 7 or 8, and it averaged out to 3 per month. Now that's well above the average. The average agent sells between 4 and 5 homes a year. The average in our company sells close to 8 homes per year, but in my average, I did 36, and I can show you how to do that. There's very small number, 5 income generating activities, which I shared in a previous episode on what those 5 income generating activities are. So not very difficult. Tapping into the people you know. They're doing business with somebody, guys. People own homes that you know, whether you're an agent or not, they're going to buy a home from somebody. They're going to most likely use an agent to sell their home. Why couldn't it be you? Fire your boss like I did in 2005. I literally sat down in front of my boss and said, you know what, Glenn, we're letting you go today. He looked at me and he said, huh? He goes, are you quitting? And I said, yes, I am. I made $25,000 that month. I was making a couple $100,000 a year. He said, you're going to leave a $25,000 a year job? I said, I am. I'm going to make more than that. And I have. And I've had time, and I haven't had to work weekends unless I wanted to work weekends. I haven't had to work evenings unless I wanted to work evenings. So today's episode, we're talking about how you can make more money than you ever have before while feeling uncomfortable. So there are times in our business where we may not know where the next escrow is coming from. That's okay. If you do the right activities and you do them repetitively, 90 days from now, those results will show up from those activities. And I can guarantee you, I've done this a half a dozen times in my business where I've completely stopped selling real estate for a period of time. Whether maybe I took on a different position, a different role in leadership. I was a team leader in the last role where for a year I was running an office. And so I wasn't representing clients the way I normally do. I was working with agents. When I came back to my real estate sales business, literally picked up with zero in my pipeline, 90 days later, I had activity and I had results, and I had closings, and I had escrows, and I had listings. And that's because my lead generation activities work. I know how to turn that switch on and be consistent and not let the times that I can't get a client to set an appointment, or a client says they decided not to buy, or a deal falls out of escrow, or I found out a seller that I was working with decided to list their home with Open Door and sell it themselves, basically, without using an agent. It happens. I looked at the offer. I said, this is a great offer. If they follow through with it, I wouldn't probably turn it away either. I mean, that was why I didn't get the listing. But ultimately, it was what was best for him and the family. So mindset is an important piece of this. We don't talk enough about it. Landmark Worldwide, if you really want to get learning based and do some work on your own, your personal growth around things that are getting in your way of controlling your mindset, the forum at Landmark Worldwide is a great place to start. The cheapest therapy you could ever buy. Trust me. And I've completed the curriculum for living. So I'm going to wrap up a little quickly today. I just wanted to say thank you for joining the channels. Please like and share and subscribe. Check back for more content. We're going to get really specific here on what makes a great agent. How can you sell 36 homes a year every year, an average 37 homes a year? How can it be done? I'll share with you how to do that. All you have to do is take action. And if you want some ways to be accountability, hire a coach. iconcoaching.com. I'm a coach as well for iconcoaching.com. You can join us here on the real estate team, the Policino real estate team. We have agents in multiple different states, and we soon to hope have agents in every state in the 50 states, as well as being based here in Los Angeles. We travel around to different states like Texas and Boston and Florida and different places to visit our team. So if you'd like to join us, give us a call, 818-338-8787, or you can check us out, private message me on any one of the channels that you're finding this on, and we will see you tomorrow.